If there was a decent possibility that the Toronto Raptors could trade up for LaMelo Ball in the NBA draft, would you take it? Welcome to Amateur Hour Sports, where we just hit 500 subscribers on the channel. So if you hit that subscribe button, I am very grateful and very thankful for you doing that. We are on our way to 600 subscribers. So if you like what you see at any point in this video, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the future content coming your way. But today we're talking about the possibility of the Raptors trading up for LaMelo Ball. The word around the grapevine is that the Toronto Raptors want to get involved in a three-team trade with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Golden State Warriors, in a trade that would see the Raptors acquire LaMelo Ball, which would be basically Golden State's second overall pick, because they are interested in moving that pick because they're in a win now situation. Curry's not getting younger, Clay's not getting younger, Draymond's not getting younger. So they want to get a piece that will help them go and win that championship next season. And I'm terrified of how good that Golden State team is going to be, especially if, they use that second overall pick on a guy like, let's say, maybe they want LaMelo Ball. I thought they would have wanted James Wiseman, a big to complement, those guards, the Splash Brothers, but we'll see what they want to do with that. Regardless, they have the power to make themselves an elite team going into next season. So if they do want to move it, it is going to be a hefty asking price. And the rumor here is that the Raptors are going to move Kyle Lowry as the base of their part of the trade to the Philadelphia 76ers, who would send Ben Simmons to Golden State. Golden State would send the second overall pick to the Toronto Raptors. So a trade with Kyle Lowry plus other pieces, maybe a bench piece, maybe some draft picks, regardless. A trade that is highlighted by Kyle Lowry to the 76ers, Ben Simmons, second overall pick. So the Raptors essentially trade away Kyle Lowry and, some other small pieces for that second overall pick. For the sake of the video, we're going to say Kyle Lowry for that second overall pick. Now, that seems like a bit of a great deal. I feel like the Raptors would have to give a little bit more in order to make this trade happen. I feel like they're on the lower end of this because Kyle Lowry, not getting younger either. Kyle Lowry is 34 years old. Kyle Lowry is a winner. He is the greatest Raptor of all time, but is he really worth that much because of, the contract he's on? He's going to be a free agent. Is it a rental if you trade him? We don't really know what's going to go on there. But as far as the trade goes, I would definitely make this trade if it just conjured up and was actually possible to make. I would trade Kyle Lowry, a bench piece, and maybe a second round pick for that second overall pick. And I think that the key to winning a championship in the NBA, or one of the keys, there are a lot of keys to winning a championship because it's so difficult to do that, is to have a great player, one of your star players, on a rookie deal. Look at the Toronto Raptors of last season when they won the whole damn thing. The second best player on the team is Pascal Siakam, making what, $2-3 million, with it $2.5 million? This year, the Toronto Raptors' best player was on a rookie deal. It frees up so much space to put stars around them. And with the developmental team at the Toronto Raptors, the staff, the coaches, getting somebody like LaMelo Ball, they would be able to mold him into a superstar in the NBA. It would free up the money to re-sign Fred VanVleet. Maybe you give Serge Ibaka a 1-year deal and then go after a max free agent next year, which you are going to do anyway. It frees up so much space to give OG Anunoby the contract that he needs to stay in Toronto. We could run next season as LaMelo Ball, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Serge Ibaka. That is a team that can contend. And I know LaMelo Ball has his deficiencies, and I will get into that very soon. But LaMelo Ball is such a raw prospect. So there's so much talent that you can give this guy. He's just almost unlimited potential in what this guy can achieve, being a 6'7" guard in the NBA. His sheer size alone will allow him to be a good defender for his position. The 76ers would get Kyle Lowry, a winner, who would turn that team into a winning team. Kind of sucks you'd have to strengthen a rival in this scenario, but still. Kyle Lowry would make that team so much better, bringing in a winning player, a guy who gets results, whether it be from points, whether it be from defense, causing momentum swings. What he does on the court, those little things are the differences in some close wins and some close losses. Also, gives that team a refreshing point guard who can shoot the ball from behind the three-point line. Would just make that team so much better. Would unlock a lot of the abilities Joel Embiid lacked from having a closed-in paint because Ben Simmons could not shoot the damn ball. Golden State get Ben Simmons, who can't shoot threes, and that is a team who shoots a lot of them. Maybe Ben can act as a facilitator from the small forward position. Golden State can move on from Andrew Wiggins and get some other pieces. That'd be a scary team. Curry, Clay, Ben Simmons, who could be a facilitator from the third spot, Draymond Green, and whoever they want to play at the 5, be it Kevon Looney. Other players, maybe they want to move Andrew Wiggins to acquire a proper big. We don't know. Maybe they want to go after Serge Ibaka. We don't know. Regardless, that is a good team. That is a great team if you can get Ben Simmons. His defense, facilitation, been over it. As far as the Raptors go, I think this benefits them. Overall, I think this benefits everybody for that one season. It's just when you go to Philadelphia, you get a 34-year-old point guard. Yeah, he's not getting any younger. I think Kyle Lowry will be an all-star again next season, especially if he's on Philadelphia, a team where he's got to be such a key figure on offense. So you get that, but then his contract is up. How much is he worth? How much do you pay him? He's going to want a bit of a payday, especially if he has no ties and wants to stay with the Toronto Raptors. That could be a risk for the Philadelphia 76ers. They'd have to get more than just Kyle Lowry in this trade. That is where this might stop. And also Golden State going after a player who can't shoot the three ball. That's another one where they might go, okay, well, hang on. Maybe we need more from this trade. It seems like it's a bit too good for the Toronto Raptors. Maybe you guys don't even want to do the trade, but I think this is a good trade for the Toronto Raptors. A guy you can work with for 4 years on that rookie deal. Build a great team around him. Like imagine the cap space you free up by getting a star player who's just on a rookie deal, because I think the Raptors will turn LaMelo Ball into a star. You know, you don't have to deal with his dad. LaMelo Ball is his own man now. You don't have to deal with LeVar. You can turn this guy into a star. You can go into the next offseason with all that cap space. You want to go after Giannis, you can go ahead and do so because you got all the money in the world to do so. I think that team could be scary if you get LaMelo Ball in this trade. Now on to LaMelo Ball, who played in the Aussie League. He did okay. You know, he was the rookie of the year there. He played 12 games. He got 17 points per game, about 8 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 37.5% from the field and 25% from 3. Yeah, that is some inefficient shooting. And for that reason, definitely don't think Minnesota will go after him with the first overall pick. The T-Wolves probably going to go after Anthony Edwards because he'll complement D'Angelo Russell a bit more. Having LaMelo Ball and D'Angelo Russell on the same team, 2 ball-dominant guards who like to shoot up a lot of shots, not so efficiently. That would not work in Minnesota. I think they will go after Anthony Edwards. A lot of people agree. All the mock drafts seem to have Anthony Edwards going first, which leaves the second overall pick. If you're the Raptors who have it, you definitely do not use it on James Wiseman. You go after a guard. Already having that wing piece who can win you games, having a guard to complement them, like we know, in order to win championships, typically you need that small forward and maybe a combo small forward, power forward in order to get that championship. Like you look at the finals MVPs over the last 10 years, what? You got LeBron, you've got KD, you've got Kawhi, and also, even on a team with the Splash Brothers, the guard spots, Andre Iguodala wins a finals MVP. So yes, the small forward position is what wins you finals MVPs, but could that translate into the power forward position with Pascal Siakam? I think so. And for that reason, you could complement him with a guard, an oversized guard who is still very athletic in LaMelo Ball. There are teams like, let's say, the New York Knicks, maybe even the T-Wolves, who probably wouldn't be able to get the best out of LaMelo Ball because he's such a raw prospect. You got to work with him heavily in order to fix his shooting, fix his game, make him a smarter player, make him a good defender. But the Toronto Raptors, I think, are a team who can get that done and turn this guy into a superstar. superstar. And if you can build around a guy slowly turning into a superstar who is on a rookie deal with all that money left over, the possibilities are endless for your franchise. Yes, it would suck. It would be very sad to have to move on from Kyle Lowry. And I love Kyle Lowry, like I said earlier, the greatest Raptor of all time. But at some point, you need to make the right decisions for your organization going forward. And trading Lowry in order to get that second overall pick would be the right steps going forward for the future of your franchise. Now, overall, I don't think this trade is going to happen. I mean, it looks too good to be true for the Toronto Raptors just moving on from Kyle Lowry. But if it's like a Kyle Lowry, a Terrence Davis, and a second overall pick, and you get LaMelo Ball, I do feel slightly inclined to take that. I think Terrence Davis has a high ceiling, but I do kind of feel inclined to take that. But would you want to ruin the dynamic of your team for next season? I think it is possibility. It's a risk you might want to take. I think that this looks good for the Raptors if all these rumors are actually real, they're actually correct. Time will tell as far as that goes, but if you offered me a trade scenario where Kyle Lowry, Terrence Davis, and a second go to Philly, Ben Simmons goes to Golden State, and we get the second overall pick, you offered me that scenario, I would probably take it. I would stake the future of my franchise on that trade, getting LaMelo Ball, freeing up all that cap space for the next offseason, allowing us to sign Fred VanVleet to an already competitive team. Like this seems like a great move, the Toronto Raptors. I don't know if you guys agree, but I would definitely make that trade and I would make it happen. So I'm not the guy in charge of these decisions, so maybe the guys in charge don't like it, but I certainly do. What do you guys think about a trade scenario like this? A package that starts with Kyle Lowry going to Philly, Ben Simmons to Golden State, the second overall pick, which would turn into LaMelo Ball, comes to us. Would you make that trade? What pieces would you add to the trade in order to get it to happen? Let me know in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you like, and subscribe to Amateur Hour Sports for more content just like this. NBA content with a focus on the Toronto Raptors. Hit the notification bell as well to stay up to date with all future videos. At the end of the day, I believe what I say. If you disagree, that is okay. We'll see you again next time for another video.